Now, I also will tell you again that even if God, Jehovah, tells these things, or the angel came telling John to tell the people this, that means the angel or God, Jehovah, have seen all these things. Why isn't he doing something about it? There's another question I will ask again. I'm asking Jehovah, I'm asking the angel, I'm asking John, whichever way, whoever is in authority who can do something. Why isn't he doing something about it? He is an omnipotent God. He is a strong God, a strong, powerful God. You know, he is not impotent, he is potent. He's an omnipotent God. He's omniscient God, knowledge beyond these things. He sees everything beyond. Wherever this wind of evil is coming from, he has seen it. And he's telling the people, what can they do? They don't know. What will they do? Seeing deadly things coming to them. What can I do? If the sea was to rise, and the sea is coming from there, and you're telling me that the sea will come to the land, and it will wipe us all away. What do you want me to do? What can I do? Now, man can do some things to defend himself, but there are some things that man cannot do. So I am only dependent. If I'm believing God, that's the reason. I'm depending on you. And you that I'm depending on, you are telling me that the book will be jiggling. You see the book beforehand. Don't even allow the book to come. If there's such a book that if I eat, it's going to make my belly better, don't even allow it to come. If there will be first 7 seals or whatever, witness of trumpets, and if the trumpet is blown, and there will be horses with deadly kings, and there will be wars coming, rumors of wars, don't even let the rumor, because you have already, that is what you are, that is who you are, that is what you are there for, that is what I believe in you for, that's what I trust you for. I trust God to know that he is so powerful that he's going to be there to cleanse or to stop anything that is there to become an obstacle in my snare in my life, anything that will become evil in my life. He's there to stop the devil, to stop evil, to stop all the bad things happening to me. I trust God for that. That is what my faith is about. That is the faith I want you, me and you to share. If you don't have such a faith, or even if you claim to have a faith but you are not thinking this way, then that's the weakness of that, the weakness that you have to live with. But I'm not willing to live with you on that weaknesses, because the strong that survived had a base and a solid base of strength, and this is some of the solid base of strength they had. Their questions were solid. They asked God that you are giving me a dream. If I was yesterday had a dream, yes, I did have a dream yesterday. What did I say to myself this morning about this friend that I had a dream about? I had a very good question I have to speak about. Or do I have to pray for him? It wasn't necessary. Whoever showed me the dream, God or my spirit that showed me the dream, has the ability to reveal it to me, but has no ability to deal with the issue. What can I do? Did he show me what to do? No, I don't mind. What do I do? It's a dream, it's finished. Whatever happens, happens. I didn't even want to know in the first place, because if I can't do anything about it, if it's a bad thing and I can't do anything about it, why should I know in the first place? So the revelation, the whole entire revelation might be a prophecy. The whole book might be a prophecy. If I can't do anything about it, nothing can be done, and God cannot do anything. You allow it to happen so that before he can do something. Why should I know in the first place? Because whatever you do it anyway. So why do I have to know? To threaten me, to frighten me, so that I will convert? Or I'm already converted. You are telling people who are even already converted. It's not those who have not even converted. Sometimes they go and tell people who are not converted, but the message also go for those who are even reading and those who are already members of this thing. Christians died through plane crash. They died through plane crash. They died. Everybody died. Religious people from all walks of life. If your God didn't save you, prevent that thing from happening, what questions you have to ask yourself? Oh, everything happening for God's own reasons is good for God's own reasons. That's ridiculous. What are God's reasons that are not your reasons? Or what are God's reasons that you have embraced within the context of believing or having faith or trusting somebody? You think that God has his own reasons. God has his reasons. So then what are you saying? Are you supposed to, because of his reasons, you are supposed to what? Agree to the fact that you trusting, but still he can, he can let go? Because if you are accepting that he can let go, then what's the meaning of trusting him anyway? You trust somebody for some reasons. What are the reasons? That reasons he's not meeting that. So why do you then trust? Because if he is giving you away, if he's forsaking you in the things that he's supposed not to forsake you, you can't trust anybody like that. You can't trust him. It's like Jesus. I use that as an example again. On the cross, he said, "Why have you forsaken me, Father?" He knew that the Father told him. That is what the Bible says, that he knew that he was going to die for people. And now the Father was forsaking him for him to die. He's saying to him, why are you forsaking? Why have you forsaken me? Is it sarcastic, or what is it? What was the reason for that, question? That is a strong, solid man looking for basis of answer. That tells me that maybe he was not meant to die, the death that we are thinking of. Maybe he was meant to live. Maybe in an ironical way, in irony, the words were used that he was coming to die for man, to say that if not all military commanders who lead a group of army die, they are there to die for the army. They sacrifice their life. If a captain of a ship is going down, he had to sacrifice his life, and save the lives of all the crew. That is what the rule in the captain, the ship. He's the last person to leave the ship because he's the captain. If Jesus is the captain of the ship, he should be the last to leave. The last in the sense that he has to make sure that he save everybody before he die. So he might not, if he's able to save everybody and save himself, that's it. But if everybody isn't safe and some people will die, then the captain have to die with the people who will be left in the boat. In the same relations, if that text was used in irony, then that means that it will be okay for me to read it and think that, oh yes. And if that was the idea of which the whole death thing about Christ was said, is an irony that was used, then I think that it will make sense to me. If this is the way it is, then it will make more sense to me to see it in that sense, that he, as the founder and the Christ and the one to save human life, he was meant to be in the boat to everybody, to save life in every way, and not necessarily that he was meant to be killed or to die. So his life was meant to go on. As long as the captain is survived, there are chances that people will be saved. He knows how to save the life. The captain, the leader, he knew how to save life. He was the one raising the dead. He has the power in his hands. He could save people. He could give people water to drink. He could give people so many things. He has the power in his hands at that time to do whatever he had to do. So if he was living, as long as he lived, you are all protected. You are confident. You have the confidence to die or to sort of have some assurance that there will be some escape for you, because he can show you where to escape. But if he dies, how are you going to live on? You guys don't have a chance. You have to survive on your own. Somewhere in the New Testament it is revealed, Paul. Is it Paul? Someone revealed it there in the text. He says salvation is of your own. You have to try to make up your own salvation. Now, indirectly say that Christ is not here now, so you guys have to survive your own. You have to make your own way out. After he has gone through all the pains and the struggle and the beatings, he now got to acknowledge that, hey guys, you have to do your own salvation. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. That is what it says in the Bible, in the New Testament. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So if these are the statements there, then I'm supposed to be thinking that maybe, because he's a wise God, the whole text should be very wise and logical and sensible for one to read, to understand. The understanding is what is convicting you or making you believe. If the understanding is not there, if people are presenting different and interpreting it differently, then you can end up being confused. He's on the cross. He said, why have you forsaken me? And then you are thinking that he's saying he forsaken me. You leave it like that because it's for a reason that he said that. I don't understand. You should understand why he said that. Relate it in a way, you will find why he said that. He said that because the feeling, if anybody in that same situation, he says, why have you forsaken me? He was like